Hi, this is Carol Madden with Estate Sales News. We're out in Sierra Madre, California today with Jackie Weiss-Fimbres from Crown City Estate Sales. She is in the middle of setting up a hoarder house with extraordinary collections in it, and she's going to tell us about what's here, and then we're going to take a walk around because, as you're going to see during the walkthrough that we're going to do, she's been working here 18 plus days, still a lot of work to do, and the house is packed. So Jackie, why don't you tell us about this phenomenal hoarder find you've got?
Hello, Carol. Glad to see you again. Okay, we've been here 18 days, 45 dumpster loads. We've been working 12, 14, 16 hours a day, and we still have not been through it all. It's a great sale. It's probably one of the most fun sales we've done in a while. There is no junk here. That's the biggest problem. Everything you look at, you have to pick up and move and look and talk about. This sale goes from 1909 all the way up to about 1960. We have great California art. We have some great art from the East Coast that's exceptional. We have an exceptional Indian collection of things. Mr. Bell was an Indian agent and the National Geographic photographer of the American Indians. And we have fabulous negatives that we're going to be selling. The family kept the photographs. We have great glassware. We have American Indian jewelry that's outstanding. We have gold pocket watches. We have vintage clothing. We have an 8-foot table of assorted sterling. It's a digger's sale. People are going to have a great time.
Did I hear you mention you had something in the order of buttons?
Oh yes, I forgot the button collection. I bagged 15 hours worth of buttons. We probably have 500 bags of buttons besides the stuff we've separated. They go from Satsuma to great American enamels, portrait buttons, paperweight buttons. If you're a button collector, you want to trip through this sale. We have some really good vintage toys. We have really good books. Mr. Bell invented a record player that he could use to translate the Navajo language into English with Indians, so we have a lot of great Indian books. We have a book that's written in Navajo, which is extremely rare. You don't see very often. We have a puffy lamp. We have one of everything, I think, that's interesting. And I have to give my staff credit. They have just really gone over the top here and worked right with me 18 hours a day.
Well, I have had a quick walk through the house. I must say this is unbelievable, and I hope the audience is going to find it as unbelievable as I have, because I haven't seen anything like this in 25 years. And just the Indian artifacts and everything related to it is outstanding and immense. And I know you were telling me that the family had already taken out things that they wanted before they brought you in on the sale. So I can't even begin to imagine what was here prior to that.
Yeah, there are some really, they were staggered when we appraised the Indian collection for them. They had no idea. They just loved it because it was their great-grandfathers and this family's very close. So they were like paranoid. Now they're worried about the stuff. But they have kept some things that you'll never see even in a museum because he worked so closely with the Indians. He really loved them. It was in that vein where he taught them to become American, which is not fashionable now, but he did it with a kind heart.
Well, I appreciate you letting me come out again, and we're going to do a quick walkthrough and have a look around and just see. I'm going to start right behind you very quickly because I know that there's some things over in here, and I want to get a quick peek at this enormous amount of butterflies that are here. I mean, folks, this just starts and it just goes into all these different drawers and cabinets. What you're seeing is after 18 days of work and still a work in process, because this is a very small home and it's very complicated to work in. I mean, look at the Indian arrowheads. There are just boxes and boxes of them. There's everything you could possibly imagine here, and then some. So we're just going to do a quick walkthrough and just let you have a look. All of this was here in the house prior. Here's photographs. There's negatives. This is the living room area. Jackie told me that she's going to have to limit the number of people that come in because of the immense quantity of items that are here and the fact that there's just not enough space to set everything up. So I wanted to give you an idea as to what all to expect over here. I'm going to take a little trip into the what they call the girly end of things, and so you can have a look here. I mean, this is truly a good example of a good and great quality hoarder house, but it's also an example of what estate sale liquidators go through to set up something of this size. I mean, they're working here almost non-stop from morning until late in the evening. I mean, just look at the immense number of things here. Buttons, everything you can possibly think of. Look at the cologne bottles. Here's the girly table that's being worked on right now. Glass, china, anything you can think of, it's in this home. Assorted books. Just an immense collection of things that you wouldn't possibly expect to find in such a tiny location. Here's a china closet with all sorts of figurines in it. Victorian lamps and other porcelains. We're going to head out into the kitchen and have a look in here. This is a work in itself. And one of the things I want to show you is the art pottery collection that was in the kitchen. I mean, this sale just is enormous. And you really have to appreciate the amount of time and effort that's going in here to first of all sort through it and then set it up and get it priced. And this sale is going to take place in just about 9 days. So we have the outer buildings here that are getting worked on. There's even some Victorian furniture up there. So with all that, I'll leave you with one final look. Yes, it is messy, but this is what happens in a hoarder's home. But it's also a great find, great things, rare. I mean, look at this wonderful, before we end, let's look at this wonderful wooden twisted candlestick. It's just, everything here is really just fabulous. Problem is there's so much of it and so little place to put it. This is Carol Madden with Estate Sales News in Sierra Madre, California. My thanks to Crown City Estate Sales for this great opportunity.